Hey everyone, I'm back on this beautiful Friday with another quick video devotion for you and your family. We've been enduring quarantine, if you can believe it, for over a month now, and it's looking like we're going to have more weeks to come at the very least. I suspect that most of you are feeling impatient for us to return to something that looks like normal. You could say, and this might be putting it too lightly, but you could say that this pandemic is a thorn in our side. You may have heard that expression before, a thorn in your side. When we say that, we usually mean something is really bothering us for a long time, making life harder for us every step of the way. Growing up, I had a younger brother, and he was often a thorn in my side. I know some of you can relate to that. But this saying comes from the Apostle Paul's second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 7. Paul seems to have been suffering from something, maybe a physical condition or maybe a spiritual conflict with another apostle. We may never know. But whatever it was, Paul says that this thorn in his flesh was there to keep him from thinking too highly of himself as a teacher and as a messenger of the good news of Jesus Christ. He even asks God to get rid of it 3 times, but God would not relieve him. Paul shares with the Corinthian church that God spoke to him saying, "My grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness." God's grace is sufficient. In other words, God's grace is enough, just like the song that we sing sometimes. God's grace is enough to overcome our weaknesses, our frustration, our anxiety. Right now, I think it's very easy to feel weak in this time when we have very little control over our lives. Maybe you feel like I do, that this pandemic is a thorn in your side. But Paul said that he's going to boast in his weakness because it gives him an opportunity to show how great the power of Christ is. I think that's a beautiful way to think about our weaknesses. I've said it before and I'll say it again. God has little use for perfect people. It's when we're weak, it's when we're not enough, that we can more easily trust in God because God's grace is enough. I invite you to keep this conversation going at home by reading 2 Corinthians chapter 12, starting in verse 7 and going through verse 10 with your family. Ask each other how this time has made you feel weak, and then imagine together how the power of Christ, how God's grace can give you strength. I hope that you have a great weekend. I hope that you'll tune in to worship with us Sunday morning at 11 on Fox 50 or the internet live stream or on Facebook Live. And remember that Sunday night we'll have our weekly Zoom hangout for all of our youth at 7:30 p.m. Wear a shirt or a jersey of your favorite college sports team and get ready for a virtual game of Bible Mad Gab. That should be entertaining to say the least. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay home, and find a friend that you can share this video devotion with. I hope to see you soon.